fly.
Yeah, I don't know what that weird lag was. You know, it just showed us in the beginning there, but yeah, we got the video up. We're good to go.
That was awesome, Will. Will needs a little round of applause before we even kick it off because he just saved the whole stream by putting the right video sequence in the last second. Good job, Will.
Of course, man. I got it queued up right here. Everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to the happy hour. A fantastic happy hour it is. Fantastic day it is.
Yeah, it is.
We finally got some crypto regulations in America, guys. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
Trump is expected to sign everything tomorrow. Super stoked. How are we feeling, guys? How we all feeling?
I'm shorting ETH right now as we speak, gentlemen.
you guys might recall from an episode not even 2 weeks ago, maybe a little bit more than that, 2-3 weeks ago, where Tyler said there's no reason, I see no reason not to short ETH. And since then, we've been up 60%. Come on, boys.
Whatever I say when it comes to trading, you just do the opposite, and you are guaranteed to make money. Guaranteed to make money.
The inverse Kramer theory. I
mean, inverse Tyler theory. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's your water minder tokens doing?
I haven't looked. Is it bad?
Yeah, it's bad.
Sorry.
What tokens? What tokens are you even talking about?
Water minder.
What the heck are you buying?
So Tyler, explain.
Okay, so I got my brother-in-law into crypto. He got, kind of went down the DePIN rabbit hole a little bit. We set up equipment, all this kind of good stuff. And he basically took his money from DePIN hardware and decided to trade meme coins. And I don't want to publicly put it out there, but he made a lot of money on meme coins. So every once in a while, I get the, hey, did you buy this? Did you see this? And the answer is no, because I don't have time for it. However, every once in a while, gamble a tiny bit to see if I can't follow his lead of making money in it. And so I send them to these guys, and generally they don't do very well. So.
No, there's yet to be a winner. You have yet to pick a single winner for us. And yet, yeah.
You know what's funny? The ones that were actual projects that I sent you guys, those are the ones that no one bought. Like
the Kita trade was superb, Tyler. It was very superb. I did not, unfortunately, make any money on that, but I was very jealous.
So I do like a pick'em in my Discord with a bunch of people that I've just met throughout the years, and I put up prizes and shit like that, just random stuff. Like I gave away deep devices for the last 5 months, and it's interesting the picks that people put through. The majority of people, I think the first round we had 50 some odd people that did it the first time we did it. And the second time, I think it was like 48. Maybe it's more than that. But the majority of people pick meme coins. Majority of people pick meme coins. You got a few out there that'll pick ETH and BTC and, some even pick USDC because they're super, super bearish. But, man, it's like it is. Wow. Everybody loves their meme coins, man.
Well, you know what it is like people are trying to look for some crazy upside. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
it's the casino.
People will admit, like, Bitcoin will probably go to $1 million, right? That's a 10x from where we are right now. But let me try and gamble it all on Pepe. Like, why not?
That's what I'm doing. 100%. That's what I'm doing. By the way, so we always have. Well, we don't always have. We have Nate as a special guest occasionally, but we have a new special guest, Quez. I feel like you have to do the honors of telling everybody who we have the pleasure of joining us tonight.
Definitely. So
I got to turn the hat around for this. There we go.
There you go. Just get locked in.
Backwards hat mode.
Here we go. Today we are joined also by Rob Atherton, one of the co-founders of 375 AI, and also a very decorated gentleman, not just in Web3 but also throughout Web2. Has worked with the likes of very, very, very notable places, Palo Alto Networks, Jupiter, Linksys, just to name a few. The boy's he's got stripes. He's got stripes, and he's gonna
get that hat.
I'm rocking.
Will's rocking it.
Got 375 shirt on today.
Yeah,
guys.
you just hulked out on us, Brian. Jesus, I saw that. I was like, I didn't know we were stripping.
Look at that.
It's one of the last. I have the 375 hat and T-shirt. That's the only crypto gear I have left. It was in my office. It's at my office. It was not at my house. So it worked out.
That's awesome. Yeah, pumped to be here with you guys. Thanks for having me.
We're excited, man.
We're excited. So, I'm unfortunately not in my home office. We have like a synergistic background. I have got guitars. Rob's got guitars. We had them on the podcast we did, but I'm not there right now.
That's right.
But I love it.
Yeah, it's fun until I start playing them.
I like the Bitcoin hat.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
What's up, Brad?
How you all doing?
Great.
Better now, man. Better now.
So Will was just about to do his Trump impression of him signing the Genius Act. Yeah, he got old nervous. So anyway,
yo, Brad, I saw that you were doing a live stream today about the Bitcoin, the 80,000 Bitcoin or something like that was like supposedly compromised or whatever. I'm curious, like what some of your takes there were, or like takeaways were there.
Yeah, Brad, don't embarrass me, by the way, when you go through this, because
I'm rocking all the hats, by the way. I had to bring them all out. So I have the 375 right here. I got the deep one, and I got the Bitcoin one right here. So we're all set.
Nice. There's a couple of stories. There's some fun. Once we dug into the details, it ended up being a little bit inaccurate. So there's the story that the 80,000 Bitcoin might have been compromised because there's some messaging in there about like a legal notice, and as it turns out, they had created a fake website. They had sent small transactions to that wallet and put those messages in there. So I don't actually think it was compromised, but that person is like sending all of their Bitcoin to like Galaxy Capital, I believe. So they might be selling, but I don't think the wallet was compromised. The other thing that was coming out yesterday was that the U.S. like sold a bunch of Bitcoin.
That also wasn't true.
And it wasn't true either. Yeah, I covered that today. So they're still holding like 200,000 Bitcoin, but like the seized Bitcoin, a lot of it is not necessarily property of the U.S. because it still has to work through like the legal process.
Yeah. So on the 80,000, did they move that then? Outside of the first big moves?
Yeah, they moved all 80,000, and then they sent 40,000 to Galaxy Digital. People think that they've been selling them, but I don't know. No one knows for sure if they're sold or what the deal is.
If they're selling, I'm buying, baby. Let's go.
I just saw somebody, I can't remember who it was, just saw today that their goal is to buy more BTC than the MicroStrategy. Like they have.
Oh yeah, it's Adam Beck.
Yeah, Adam Beck. Thank you. Yeah, I was like, oh, dude, the race of this is going to be ridiculous.
Wow. I think Adam Beck may already have more Bitcoin than MicroStrategy, but that's neither here nor there.
You mean Satoshi?
Adam Satoshi back.
Maybe.
Yeah, we got to meet him. That was cool.
That was really cool. Getting a signed device.
I didn't get that. So
well, I know there was some contention around me coming to Florida last week, but I will come to Florida just to see the signed hardware wallet that Adam gave you because I'm so jealous of you. I got to tell you, man.
Heck yeah.
He's gonna steal it.
I'm gonna steal it. Yes, I am, Brian. Thank you.
Yeah. I just want to see it and then never see you again, except on this show, right? Like,
that's right.
Oh man.
So
Will, go ahead, Brian.
I was gonna say a random question with hardware wallets. So, what's your guys' like operational security behind like your seed phrases? Like you got to store them somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Like, I have a fire. Yeah.
You like not specifically, right? But what do you have a strategy that you would recommend? Because like I went through a fire and like I came out on the other side because I have like seed phrases like scattered across places, right? But do you guys have a specific strategy that you guys deploy?
Tyler.
It's tattooed right here on my own.
It's tattooed right there.
Language. Yeah.
In a foreign language. Yeah, but it's just an interesting thought,
Well, we know that Suburban keeps his on a burner phone. He told us on our space.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
That is really interesting.
Yeah.
That really is. So
I had a guy I did a lot of podcasts with a couple of years ago now, and he would hammer them into little hexagonal metal bars. So he'd hammer them in the actual seed phrase and or the private key into those. And you use both brass and steel. Brass, obviously, if it gets too hot, it'll melt. But the steel ones, which are harder to pound the actual seed phrase into, you use those. There's people that will go to extents of like they'll find a book, like a giant ass book that's got tons and tons of words in it, and be able to like go through, and they'll make a full on like story that goes with the book itself of which pages to go to, what word, what line. Like there's tons of people do some crazy stuff, dude. Like you can just get creative. What was the other one? I had a person that did it was a song. He talked about a song that he taught his kids. that had the seed phrase built into the song.
Oh my god! I'm like
Wasn't
picturing a
that a
TV
movie?
show. That's a movie.
Wasn't that a movie?
No, that's
with
a movie.
Vin Diesel, the pacifier.
No. So like they're gonna wake up like 20 years from now, like just like randomly thinking like, oh, Dad passed away, like we lost.
Here's my song. Maybe I was thinking about the movie. I've heard so many stories, so who knows?
Yeah,
it's a great plan. I mean, it worked in the movie.
Yeah. And we
gotta
got
work
Liz
in real life.
in the audience. Liz, what's up? Hi, legends.
We
Dude, this is all very old school.
Oh, go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
I can't imagine hammering something into a piece of metal. I've just got like a fireproof safe that I keep shit in.
Yeah.
So
Sort of
this
simple.
this is the handgun safe that I had sitting on my nightstand. And if you can see how like, oh, there's a gun in there. Apparently, sorry, I'm totally gonna get this copyright. But yeah, I was like, my seed phrases or whatever are gonna be fine in there, and they were. You know, I had like a copy of like my helium wallet seed phrase in there, but you know, it was interesting as I'm sitting here chiseling it out. You know, I had multiple copies elsewhere, but you know, it was interesting that it actually survived, and that wasn't even a great safe to put it in. So, anyway.
Yeah, usually those type of safes don't have that highest fire rating, so that's great that it survived.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, I had to use a screwdriver and a hammer. So, crazy.
I just wanted to add that for operational security, I guess for the folks back home, there is no amount of redundancy when taking operational security with your assets. Like you can go as crazy as you want. I got friends that have their like parts of their seed phrases stored in different countries.
Yeah,
you know, like they will fly to
That's
different
what Metallica
countries to
is.
gather each individual part of the seed phrase, and like that's how some folks are. And I imagine like if you're managing many tens of hundreds of millions of dollars in crypto, you probably want to take those those
I know someone who
considerations
used a
or-
time capsule. They have like multiple time capsules scattered across like different residents they own or like have family at, and they like separate the seed phrase out in the time capsules, like buried in the
That's
yard.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy talk.
Then you got to remember where I'd forget where one is and be like having an archaeological dig trying to figure out where the fuck I buried it.
The new
What
meme
was
of
the,
digging holes is
Robert Finn, was it Finn? The dude that buried the gold and had the poem that basically had hints to where the buried gold was. Was it Finn? I can't remember what his name was, but
Something like that. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
yeah, it was a long time ago. But somebody found it, I think, in 2021 or 2022. It was somewhere.
Really?
around there.
No
Yeah.
way.
It
So
was
like
in
the
Colorado.
book with all the rabbits and shit. There was like a book about it or something.
So he wrote a book, and in the book it had a poem, and the poem itself was what like had all the clues of where it was at. And it either was Wyoming or Colorado, one of those two. And one person died trying to find it out of all.
really.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Putting it on the line.
Bob commented that you need to keep some of these cards in a fireproof safe for the Tangent wallet. There's no such thing as a fireproof safe. It's fire resistant.
Fire resistant, yeah.
Ask me how I know. Both my safes out. One of them started working again. It was interesting. Is I got it over to my parents' house and it wasn't working. And 2 days later, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to crack this thing open. And sure enough, the key code started working again. So it was very interesting. Wow.
It's an oven, basically. I mean,
basically,
the temperature of the fire is just going to heat up whatever's inside. So
Yeah. I mean, this is why like custodial services are so popular though, because most people aren't going to want to do any of this shit. Like they're not going to want to do any of the things that we just talked about.
So true.
They're going to be like, why don't I just keep it with this company who's going to have assurances in place? I trust them with my trustless assets, which, it's ironic, of course, but still it's, I'd rather that be the case than, if my house burns down or if, like, sorry, Brian, but like, if other shit happens like in my life where like I lose the seed phrase and I'm totally screwed. Like I'd rather like someone else, another company own that. Or if I die and they're able to pass it on in my will, like execute my will. I'd rather that happen than like, some random shit like where I lose the key and I'm like, oh damn, I'm fucked.
Does Will have a will? This is a good question to ask.
I was told to update my will because I've not updated my will, but I do have a will.
Will with the will.
Update my will.
Bob, it depended on what Bob asked. Was the stuff inside okay, Brian, or trash? It depended on which safe it was. My handgun safe, the gun inside, I don't trust anymore. Insurance will pay for that. That's fine. My other safe was low, so everything inside, all the paper inside of it was fine. It's just a little crispy. it spells the high hell. So
And we got Robert asking, Tyler, are you in town yet?
Tomorrow. I will be there tomorrow.
Nice. I wanted to redirect the conversation. Obviously there was a lot of announcements this week, a lot of crazy stuff, but I want to get everyone's opinion, the honest opinion on this thing right here. I want to show everyone. Hang on. Share my screen. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. What are our thoughts on the design choice for the Dawn Blackbox?
I think it's
I
great.
like the wood. I like the wood veneer, dude. I think it's pretty slick looking.
yeah, the wood veneer is pretty freaking awesome.
Yes, it looks good.
Like it's giving me like some 70s, 80s vibes, and I kind of dig it. Yeah, like little retro.
It'd be better if it had.
I feel like it's kind of got Neil's personality kind of etched on it.
Oh my god,
he's kind of a wood veneer kind of dude. I think
Neil's is awesome, dude. Oh my god, so funny.
Right? I look at that and I think, yeah, Neil.
Oh my god.
What's your opinion on the price tag?
That $1,500. I mean, if it's a multi-miner, so honestly, I mean that's 6 gigabytes right there. I think it goes up to 20 gigabytes, $2,600.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely very steep, but I mean, if you can mine up to 10 DePINs on it, I think that's worth it. I mean,
I was gonna say, wait, like if we could easily compare. I mean, the multi-miner from GeoMeds and WingBits is like $1,200, isn't it? Something around there, no?
Yeah,
it's in that neighborhood. I think it's like $1,000. Yeah.
So did you guys did you dive into the tokenomics at all?
No, not Don's tokenomics at all. No,
Oh yeah, I mean because that makes a huge difference when you start talking about like
I need to dive into it. I just haven't been really busy. But if you know him, please share.
I was gonna say Nate's probably the professional here to talk about that. So.
Well, the Dawn token allocation. So you have off the bat, first thing I look for is like what do the investors get and what does the team get? And so 40% of the token allocation goes to them. It doesn't talk about lockups or anything in there, so which always kind of gives me a little hesitancy. Well, first off, when you talk about 40% going to team and investors, that's a red flag in my opinion. Just because if there's lockups, it can change that. In terms of, when do they get access to it? Because otherwise, I mean, what we've seen it many a times, especially on the investor side, they're investing for the token so they can get their liquidity out as soon as they possibly can, to the detriment of the people that come in late, which are usually the people that buy either the token after the fact or the people that buy the DePIN or whatever that might be in that sense. So they have three different nodes. They got the border node, distribution node, and the access node, and those get 25% of the total allocation. And then the rest is broken down between the treasury gets 20%. And then you get third-party service provider, validators, 7%, ecosystem partners, 3%, and then all other stakeholders, 5%. So I don't know what all other stakeholders are. So, I mean, is that 45% now to that? So not my favorite, but there's also missing information too. Like when you start talking about, again, lockups and whatnot. But I mean, they got a beefy device. So the device definitely it's got some, good stuff for it that you can do with it, depending on what they have coming to it. So it could be definitely a player in the ecosystem, I think.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. I've always geared people towards just farming the free Chrome extension as opposed to, buying these like really crazy devices, typically, unless, I look at vet the tokenomics, look at the team, look at the project, look at the revenue coming in. I say, okay, this is definitely worth it. Obviously in the case of Deep and Helium, as well as, a handful of others. Yeah, go for it.
If I may ask, like maybe a slight asterisk to consider here is, I don't know that it's being presented as a multi-miner though. I think that's like kind of like
it
secondary.
Is.
But
yeah.
I thought the initial product itself is a router, no? It's
yes.
So isn't that technically what you're buying, right? Is like this super beefy router that happens to be a multi-miner? Like, does that change the perspective at all?
Yeah, it's a router. I believe it is primarily a router. It's a router for Dawn Internet's offering, where they're like, oh, you get super cheap internet. You can get rid of like your other like internet provider. Maybe I don't know the details around that, but
that's what I want to learn. Is like,
I mean, that would be interesting.
Yeah, because if I can get rid of Xfinity and then use that router and get the same speeds or better, that might be something I'd be a little bit more.
I don't know though, because the Dawn stuff is all like point to point, right? Or point to multi-point. So I think maybe that thing's a router, but you'd still have to have an antenna somewhere.
I think there's still an antenna that goes on your roof. That's my understanding of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, we do have someone on here who knows a little bit about Wi-Fi network gear. Isn't that right, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, we use some. We're deploying some of the Dawn stuff on some of our billboards for backhaul. I mean, it's great. It's great stuff. I thought this was just a multi-miner, like plug it in, hook it to your Wi-Fi or Ethernet and let it, churn away.
I will say the stats on the Blackbox aren't bad. When you're talking about 64 gigs of RAM, that's not terrible. So.
No, it's a good device. I mean, it's definitely got the beefiness side to be able to run stuff on it for sure.
What all can you run on it? It's a multi-miner, right? So what can you run on it?
It doesn't.
That's
really
what I was looking for. It doesn't give you any info on.
Right. They don't have anything like laid out of what it is. So I mean.
Yeah, and the only difference with each option
just pay the money, man.
GPU,
just pay the money, and then they'll tell you.
No, so that was a big complaint I saw, was that they aren't that they're not. There's like the specs are so like there's no spec sheet. There's no like detailed spec sheet on the device. It was like someone said, I think it might have been you, Brian. Like someone tweeted that it was like they showed the specs and it was like, oh, here's the VRAM and here's this, and like there was nothing else. And you're just like, okay, well, like what is this? This is not a spec sheet. This is an advertisement. Like this is like this is a nutritional facts on like a bag of chips. I don't know what is this.
That's the best way I've heard something described. I like that.
You just called a bag of chips.
Yeah, I called it. I don't know. I mean, it might as well be. Shit, I don't like if you tell me a bunch of like, big fancy words. Yeah, bag of chips. I'm just like, okay, like what is this exactly? Like, tell me. Like,
they're releasing one deep.
I am a simpleton. Tell me things very slowly and use big words. Use small words, not big words. Small words. Just tell me how this thing works, why it's valuable, why it's worth the $2,600 price tag, and maybe I'll buy it. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be worse. Like I've seen a lot worse in hardware actually. Like when you're talking like the specs aren't bad for what you're paying. The markup can't be too terrible. So I've seen a lot worse. I've seen $300, little mini PCs go for a hell of a lot more. So
anyway. Who is this Joe guy?
I don't know. He's very visceral though. This Joker is very visceral.
Brad, explain who Joe is.
Joe used to have a YouTube channel. And I think he shut it down like maybe 6 months ago or a year ago, something like that. But he was big on covering helium in the early days.
Okay.
And then he just stopped and he was like, I hate this. And like, yeah.
At some point, be entropy, except we'll insult our users more often. That's funny. Yeah. No, our ex users more often.
Yeah. That's actually funny. I'm going to put that up, Skrelly. That's funny.
Yeah. Shout out to Skrelly, man.
Yeah, shout out Skrelly.
We love that guy.
I love it. Joe's interesting. All right, so I feel like we've got it's always great when we get project guests on between 375 and Deep. I know that there are things happening. There are announcements. There are updates. I feel like we should hand the floor over to both of you. I don't know who should go first, but
I got a big announcement I want to say right now. I'm crowdfunding for the 375 AI. The 100K devices, and we're going to put them all up and down the I-5 corridor. So we're going to start a crowdfund for that sucker. You guys ready?
Nice. Dig it. Absolutely.
Somebody pointed those out to me, and I was like, oh, it's kind of a cool concept with that whole idea. Are you guys actually deploying those at a point in time? Or?
Yeah. We're deployed. We've got a bunch of nodes in LA. We're just starting to deploy in New York City, New York Metro, mostly in Jersey.
Nice.
And then we're rolling into Florida. I'm gonna have Florida covered very nicely.
Hell yeah, let's go.
The NFL city, right, Rob?
Yeah, NFL cities, exactly.
Wait, Quez, are you deploying those yourself, Quez? Are they hiring you to do that?
They are explicitly hiring me to jump on billboards and
hard hat.
Yes. Yeah.
Are they paying you only in ETH?
No, unfortunately, we're a Solana-based project. So
actually, no, they'll pay him USDC now that we have the Genius Act.
We don't actually pay Quez. He just does it for the love,
Wait. You guys are getting paid?
Yeah, wait, what?
Getting paid?
They were going to pay him in ETH, but they couldn't afford the gas fees.
Anyway, exactly.
Brian, I love that joke. Thank you for making that. We needed it.
I needed it. Somebody had to.
Somebody's got to do it.
But I do think a great comment that Nate made was about this like crowdfunding around an edge node, And Rob, we actually got some pretty exciting news coming out soon about like these fractionalized edge nodes.
So we're gonna launch. So we've got the mobile app, and I saw somebody throwing some shade about the mobile app draining their battery. We know, okay?
No
It does
issue.
drain the battery.
Good. It does.
We're working on it.
Real quick, like you can actually go into your settings into like under account and then scroll into network coverage. And if you're getting a lot of battery drain, there's a setting called battery saver. You could tap on there and use
balanced.
that.
Like if you think about it, the top setting where it's scanning constantly is really meant for when you're in your car and your phone's plugged in, and you're driving around, and then it's scanning constantly. If you've got your phone in your pocket and you're doing that, A, it's probably going to burn your nuts, and B, it's gonna drain your battery.
It's gonna burn my nuts.
The phone does get hot.
The phone gets fairly warm.
Where's the disclosure at the bottom?
All that AI going on. But no, anyway, so we've got the app, and then the big node, the edge node. They're expensive boxes, right? They cost us $20,000 a pop to build. They're built out of solid aluminum, so the thing's like a big heat sink, so it doesn't need a fan. Big cameras, GPUs. So it's a beefy device. And so we're going to launch basically fractional nodes. So community to be able to, instead of shelling out, tens of thousands of dollars for a node, which, happily lots of people so far have been very happy to do. But enable the community to buy these things in, $100, $200, $500 slices. And then, you get NFT that'll just represent a portion of the token rewards. And then we're also going to be coming out end of the year with a smaller hardware form factor we install all the edge nodes like a managed service, because we have all the billboard locations where we hang them. So we select the locations. The smaller hardware form factor is going to be called 375 Street. Smaller cameras, self-install, PoE, really slick to co-deploy. We're thinking about running some stuff with, one of the Wi-Fi offload guys to co-deploy with a Wi-Fi offload device. Because they make sense in a lot of the same locations. And that thing's going to be money and be able to be deployed, anywhere around the world pretty much. So super pumped about that.
What are you guys doing with Ado? Because you guys are partnering with them on some IoT cameras, right?
Yeah, the Ado guys are great. So Ado right now is how we're kind of implementing what we call 375X. Concept of 375X is us basically consuming data from third-party IoT devices, sensors, cameras. So, in basically it's us, rather than using our proprietary hardware, just pulling, video feeds or other data off of third-party devices. And Ado is the first instantiation of that. So I think we've got a pilot going of 50 or 100 cameras that, that they're connected to. And then you can hook that to our network, and we, use our AI models and stuff to figure out what kind of data we can extract from those video feeds.
I love Ado, man. That's awesome. You guys are working with them. Alex is a great dude.
Yep. We hung out with them in Singapore a bit last year. Good dudes.
Singapore, dude. I want to go to Singapore. Can we go to Singapore, Nate? Can we go to Singapore, Rob? What's happening? Are we all going to Singapore together?
Next week.
Let's do it.
We got conferences happening the rest of this year. So we're Token 2049.
Token 2049 is beginning of October, I think.
Beginning of October. F1 again. It's the hottest place I've ever been in my life, and I used to live in New Orleans, so
oh my god,
toasty.
But not toasty. You come to South Florida on any given summer day.
No, dude. Come to Tallahassee, Florida, bro. Come to Tallahassee. It's hot. It was so hot today, man.
Is it humid in Tallahassee? Real bad?
It's been beautiful in Oregon, man.
It's been very humid. It's been raining a lot.
5 degrees, sunny.
Nate, we don't care. Stop it.
It's beautiful.
Man.
I mean,
can I boot
perfect.
Nate? Is it do that now?
Now, we get it for 3 months out of the year. The rest of the 9 months, it rains all the time. So, I mean, you pick your battles.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so there's a lot going on with 375. I understand there's some things going on with Deep as well. Nate, do you have anything to announce for people?
Yeah, we've got our DePIN NFT Sales going live tomorrow at some point in time. I can't remember exactly what time, but it's going live tomorrow.
Hopefully 9 a.m. because that's what I was told.
9 a.m. in Hawaii time, or
Pacific Standard is what I was told.
PST. All right. Yeah, I think they got it all. They all got it all buttoned up this evening, so I think they're ready to rock and roll. But yeah, so we've got our. It's basically the next batch of devices that are coming out. We think that we're going to need them in September. So with the DIN NFT, it allows us to kind of cut time down between factory and delivery and a whole bunch of other stuff. So and then every founder's device that's already out there already has this NFT in it, or will have it in it. So they're going to get airdropped the NFT. So they've already purchased it. It's already going to come to them. So that's the big one there. We're going to start seeing a lot of stuff coming in with the tokenomics here soon. Hopefully, start to actually show the progress that we're making in that side. So I know everybody's like, win TGE. So tokenomics stuff is going to be coming in real soon. We have an on-site with the whole team. It's coming up here to Oregon here in a couple weeks. So we're buttoning up a whole ton of stuff in that time frame. The tokenomics side, and then we have I don't know how much I can say on that side, but we got a couple partnerships that we're going to announce. Oh, I did talk to, this is a cool one. So I talked to a node as a service provider that's in the ecosystem about a week and a half ago. And, they use AWS and all these other services. They're, all cloud services, none of their own hardware or anything like that. And so, we had a great conversation, coming into it in terms of, I tried to portray to them that we're not a competitor. I don't want to, even though we have Nerd Node, we're not trying to compete with you at all. Like, they are going down a route that's fantastic in the ecosystem. They're creating a lot of quality. I can't say too much about it because then people will know who it is. In the node ecosystem and then and that side. And so as we talked, they were super stoked to talk about deploying all of their workloads onto the deep network. And if that happens, I think they're about 3 times the size of Nerd Node. So we might have to be putting a whole bunch more devices out there if that works. But we got some cool stuff that's coming in there. We got the DAC information should be coming out that same week. We're going to be buttoning up that too, so we can deliver a bunch of documentation on that, so everybody can kind of give us their insights of what's going on there. But the DIN NFT sale, that's the big one that's coming in, and I think we got 3 tiers that are going out for that. So. Yeah.
Nice.
What's the cost of the DINs?
It's a good question. I got it up right here. So there's 3 tiers, tier 1, 2, and 3, and it goes up $100 each time. It's $250, $350, $450. And so
I was going to say, can you explain the tiers?
Yeah, the tiers. I would love to learn about the tiers.
So tiers itself. So essentially, when we look at expanding the network itself, we always want to be around that 60% margin, right? And so between that 50 or between 40 and 60%. So if we come up on that 60%, which we think we're going to be there in September, and we need to expand the network, and we want to bring it down to that 40%. So we have a certain number that's going to be out there. So that tier 1 is for that next expansion. Tier 2, then obviously there's going to be more in the tier 2, because as it grows and we have to decrease that the workload or the amount of space that's on there, it'll bring that down. So same thing with the tier 3. So it's just breaking it out. Instead of just selling a bunch of devices, we're trying to manage the workloads that are on the network and then how big the network is. So that's the hard. Honestly, people ask it, all the time. That for me and everything that we do here, that's the hardest part, is really kind of managing that ebb and flow of what we need in the network and what we need, as the workloads come in, and how we can position that. So that's why we're kind of doing it in stages. It also allows us to kind of push it into, tier 1. If you bought tier 1, you can come in and you get the first dibs at getting those hardware devices when they come up, and then tier 2 and 2, 3, and so forth. So
that makes a lot of sense. I mean, that's the one thing I really like about Deep, is that you guys are keeping in mind the early adopters and the early user base, and saying, hey, how much supply is there as apportionate to or as appropriate for the demand that exists or that is coming on the network. So it's great that you can scale up as more demand shows up, and you can assign workloads accordingly, which I think is it's very consumer friendly. It's very network friendly, node friendly, I guess you could call it, node friendly. Yeah. And that's one thing I really love about you guys. So kudos. I'm excited to see how this DIN sale goes, though, for sure. Check it out tomorrow.
I will say this too, though. It's going to pose an interesting dilemma for us on the hardware side as we move forward. Just in the last 2 weeks, I've had conversations with some pretty large corporations that are interested in deploying their workloads onto the deep network, and they're throwing around numbers of 5,000 devices, 7,000 devices type of situation. And for us, it's like, yes, we can do that. But there's a time frame that's going to have to go into play that's going to be able to push that out. So I can see the other side, like if you have that ability just to go out and sell the hardware and get it out there, but then you're under pressure to make sure that you've got the actual workloads, so those things are actually doing a job.
And then there's a dilution factor too. If there isn't enough workloads and there isn't enough demand, you're just diluting everyone. Everyone gets screwed, and I hate 100%. That so much.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see that ebb and flow. I mean, I'd rather have it to where we have to push out the hardware, and the people that supported the network and are the ones that are plugged in are getting rewarded, and they're not the ones that are, oh shit, where are my rewards at? What's happening there? I want to make that side's easier than the other side. The other side, we can prepare for it. So if this company comes in, we need 10,000 nodes. Great. Well, that's going to be in January. We can put the order in and we can work that out. We'll talk to the factory and see what we can do, that kind of situation. So those things we can work with. And that makes it a lot easier to deal with one corporation rather than 3,000 customers. 3,000 pissed off device owners.
Why token go down?
Well, that's the whole other thing, man. That's going to happen regardless. You could have the best tokenomics in the world. The moment a bear market hits, what are you doing, right? Like people are like,
it's your fault, Nate. Sucks. It's your fault.
Yeah.
Well, it's amazing though, man. I mean,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead, man.
I was just gonna say, I'm excited to see like the tokenomic structure that we have in place. If and when a bear market does hit, what that really does with the revenue that's coming in on the side that's being shared with the devices, because at that point in time, we feel we'll have enough ramp up time to where it's really affected by that revenue and the token side. So that I'm excited to see what that really does. In a bull market with craziness going on, you can't. It's just going to do what it's going to do: up, down, crazy, sell, buy. It's going to be nuts. So
yeah, no doubt. It's funny though, man. It feels like all the smart money now is focused on, however you get there, really focusing on this balance between supply and demand and these things. I mean, we just finished a raise, and the number one thing that all the investors, were pulling us through the knothole on is exactly that, right? Like, how do you make sure that you don't get out ahead, too far on either end, so that you're, creating a chart that's sustainable.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit, we're doing it similarly, right? I mean, that's why we're growing sort of market by market. And we know that the data, even from those discrete markets, is monetizable, so that we're not overbuilding, right, violently before we've got data revenues flowing. But it's definitely the trickiest bit. Same thing. It's sort of black magic, I feel like.
Well, there's so many levers that are going on in the background, and things that are unseen. You can do as much as you want in planning and working towards something that it should be a sustainable model, and then we go to war with somebody, and then it's something else that's happening. We're gonna we're gonna raise rates. We're gonna do other things.
Aliens exist.
We go to war with ourselves.
Yeah, aliens come down and just
yeah. So
isn't that the truth?
It's so many things, man. It's but yeah, I think the people that are doing it with good intentions, you can see that. There's a lot of really cool projects that I've talked to that have good intentions in the ecosystem, and just good people when you sit down and talk to them about why they're building it. What brought them to the table? Why did you decide to leave this other thing you were doing and build this project, right? That's the cool part. When you listen to that and you see the passion in these people's eyes, that's when you know, right?
Yeah, for sure. And Rob, it looks like we have a question from 619. He's asking, who are the customers for 375? Who's buying all this data?
Great question. Glad you asked, 619 Oda. So we sell, ultimately we're a data business, right? My co-founder Harry has sold multiple businesses based on mining and selling data to, people who need that data. So our primary customers, our go-to-market is primarily through big data exchanges. We've got a couple data sales contracts in place already. The buyers today tend to center in things like advertisers, hedge funds, insurers, public sector, transport and logistics, right? Because a lot of the data, at least from the big nodes that we're hoovering up, is vehicle movements, traffic events, commercial vehicles. Like, good example, like we see all kinds of commercial vehicle flows, and it's no accident that the initial cities where we're deploying are some of the biggest port cities, are the biggest port cities in the United States. So, we're clocking in real time how many Amazon trucks, how many UPS trucks, how many total trucks am I seeing coming in and out of the port of Long Beach. Hedge funds love to use that data to then infer sort of macro trends and develop, interesting trades for themselves that they can make money on. So there's a huge universe of Web 2 buyers. And the nice thing about, we sell through these data exchanges is they're selling to customers who frankly have no idea where the data is coming from. They sell to Fortune 500 brands. These are people with existing budget, existing, rails to make these purchases. So it's a very sort of frictionless go-to-market. The second sort of major category of buyers, and it's one that's more nascent, but we think there's a serious hockey stick, is really around physical AI. So, right, as we get to, and, God bless Jensen Huang, he started talking about this in January, and it's been very helpful to us. When AI is, evolves from systems that, just make inferences and come to conclusions based on everything that's ever been, reading everything that's ever been written, and published on the web, and actually want to ultimately understand and predict and ultimately intervene in the real world. Those AI-based systems need real world data. And in some cases, they need real time data. And so we think of our nodes in the fullness of time as sort of the missing data layer that will enable other AI-based systems to actually do and understand real world activities, what's happening in real time, or what have trends been in real time, not in real time, what have trends been, but based on real world data. So, that's a more nascent category. That buying is more likely to be sort of machine to machine, dynamically priced. We're already working on some stuff around that. But sort of, draw a big circle around all that. Those are the primary, those are the data buyers.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty impactful.
I got several segments that I kind of want to dig into. So I'll just kind of go into order of how they were said. The first thing that you said, Rob, that I think is a important segment is monetizable data, right? Like, especially in areas that are very monetizable. And I don't think it's a secret that all of the data that's being generated outside of like these major port cities or NFL cities, like those are the places that we're targeting first, naturally. It's not to say that there isn't anything interesting happening in St. Louis, Missouri, but I don't know that it's on the same scale that's immediately monetizable as something like in LA or New York or Miami. So yeah, I think that's a really important. Ariel from Hivemapper, literally, there was an interview that he had not too long ago with Lightspeed where he made a very similar judgment, and I thought, man, like that's something I think more people in DePIN should consider, because it is a global thing. But sometimes I get asked from our community, when are we gonna hit in Nigeria? When are we gonna hit in the Philippines? When are we gonna hit in India? And the truth is like perhaps one day, but I think the most immediate places are certainly in the US. I mean, it's just where a lot of money is circulating,
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. I mean, we're starting to look at international. We've got a project running. I'm pretty sure I can say. Well, nobody's going to tell me not to say this. We got a project running in Dubai, in the UAE, to deploy nodes over there. Really, more in support of a sort of a smart cities initiative. Yeah, I mean, look, it's you got to balance the sort of wanting to have global reach, global footprint with utility. I mean, God bless the Helium guys, man. We learned so much from those guys, and they stepped in on so many landmines that, like, educated the rest of us. But when they started doing, the 5G stuff initially, one of the problems they had, and I think everybody saw this, is when you let anybody deploy a network node anywhere they want, A, some people are going to game it and install it in their shed. And B, you end up with a network that's so diffuse, right, that you've got to get massive, massive scale before there's any real utility, right? You've got to get density effectively, right? And this, speaking strictly about connectivity. And that's a tough row to hoe, right? You got to, that takes a long time. And as a result, you get people who are waiting a really long time, or you get, token dynamics that are not super, logical for people who are spending money on gear. So, being able to make sure, I mean, it's the benefit that we have, better to be lucky than good, but the benefit we have with our relationship with Outfront, where we've got, 40,000 billboards in the United States where we can hang these things if and as we see demand in these markets, right, for that kind of data. So, we definitely have global aspirations, but this is sort of a, I don't want to say slow and steady wins the race, but it requires a more thoughtful process, I think, than just saying, yeah, stick one wherever the hell you want, and we'll fire hose tokens at you for doing it.
Yeah, well, I think one of the other things that's kind of interesting is, you have a very clear direction on where these things need to be deployed in terms of how it's going to kind of create the most value. But then on the flip side, you're still going to be able to sort of democratize the access and therefore the value created by having the fractionalized ownership, which is on the roadmap. And so I think, the guys hate me because I just throw this out over and over again, but I think this delegated DePIN kind of approach, where you've got people that go out, they have the really, really high quality location, they set it up the way it needs to be to maximize the value, and then they sort of democratize access over and above that, is the right approach. Because to your point, I mean, we learned real quickly from the amount of Helium governance changes that it's not as trivial or straightforward as just plug this thing in, we're creating a super valuable network. That's been kind of long gone in the cycle. So yeah. I think this is the next evolution, and it's great to see.
Nice. Yeah, no doubt. But you want proof of the Dubai project. What do you want, man?
Just
Scout's honor. I don't.
Yeah, we'll high five it.
Yeah.
Not much there to worry about, quite frankly. But so monetizable places, getting the community involved in a more meaningful way. Fractionalized node sales coming out very soon. 375 Street also coming out. I think there's definitely a lot to be excited for down the road.
So,
by the way,
Rob, I got a question for you on the regulations that are coming out now. I haven't, to be completely honest, I haven't dug into you guys' tokenomics and whatnot there. But for you guys, how does that affect you? Both with the AI side, I know there's a lot of security stuff that they had within those that could potentially, affect you guys. Aren't directly on that side, but the people that are hosting or edge AI type of situation and needing to have proper security on that kind of stuff. Does that affect you guys? Are you, have you guys been abreast of all that stuff that's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really dug into it yet. I mean, I come from cybersecurity. My background is largely cyber. So we have been, it's like the worst of all worlds. I started out as a lawyer and then went into cybersecurity. So, for the first year and a half we were at this, I spent the vast majority of my time focused on security and on privacy, because that's the other thing we're laser committed to is, we're not surveillance, right? We're data. We're very, very privacy focused. We're not doing anything spooky. It's part of the reason we use the AI at the edge, is so that we can, basically train the models to mask, obscure, drop anything at the edge that might be privacy sensitive. Yeah. But no, to answer your question, I haven't dug into the new stuff yet, but I expect it's manageable.
Yeah, it's actually really good stuff. I know when we were first going out and creating our tokenomics and stuff, we were utilizing what was it, Fit21, the kind of Fit21 bill that they were having out there, and so they took a lot of that and made it better, in my opinion, really kind of for us at least, with what we're doing and how we're operating. So obviously, I'm kind of stoked. So you actually get regulation, and the regulations actually work well for you. I'm like, hell yeah, let's rock and roll. So it's exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
So Rob, kind
Very
of a funny anecdote is I had a conversation with Quez on the stream a couple months ago after I installed one of those Ring doorbells on my house. And I told Quez, I said, I have this great idea for 375. You guys should create some sort of camera system or something, because all I'm seeing every day, I'm getting these notifications. The car's driving by. I have a feeling this could be kind of valuable for the network. He said, let me show you something. He goes to your website, pulls up where you've got the new product roadmap. I'm like, you guys are just so many steps ahead. You already thought about it. Like, this is perfect. This is exactly it.
Great minds. Actually, Quez told us that you said that, and then we launched the product. It was.
I love
just
it.
Forgot to pay you. Just forgot to pay you.
That's okay. That's all right. I just need like my little pat on the back to be like, okay, this was a good idea. It's great though, because I get all of these notifications all day, every day, and I have to imagine that's valuable to somebody. And when I was chatting with Harry the last time, I think he said the number was like 80% of commerce is still sort of untracked or offline, which is a fairly staggering number. And so having
it's crazy.
The delivery guy go by, the Amazon trucks, all that kind of information is really, really beneficial to the types of customers that you're servicing. So I think it's just another great entry point. I might be able to afford that one, so I will put that on my house. Definitely buy a fractionalized node of the big one, but I think it's great.
No doubt. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, even the billboard guy, right? I mean, we didn't start deploying on billboards thinking that we were going to sell data to billboard guys, but we sort of realized as we were going that there's still incredible money spent on out-of-home advertising on billboards, right? And those guys have so little data to justify. It's just like, oh, it's a busy road, right? But the data they're getting is, I mean, we've seen people, they're literally everything from running a thing across the road just to count the number of tires that go across, to literally paying someone to sit there and count cars. Right. Versus, what we sort of, the pitch we make to these guys is, look, we're looking at this slice of road and we see, obviously car counts, but we also see make model, which is a nice proxy for demography. We clock license plates, so we can measure uniques. So you can tell if you're spending money on a billboard, are you advertising to the same, 700 people every single day? Or is it a place where you've got a massive audience and varied audience coming by? And are they all driving Teslas, or are they all driving Ford F-150s, different demography? So, as you start to sort of peel away this stuff, the amount of money it's being spent, without any real supporting data of the value of the spend is staggering. Yeah.
It's huge. You're bringing like the Google Ads platform or kind of Google Analytics to the real world, which is like such a no-brainer. But you've got all of these kind of multifaceted approaches to how it works. And to your point, I don't know if they'd necessarily be a customer or not, because every time I see a sign, I just pull off. So I live in Texas, so there's a lot of Buc-ee's around, and every time I'm driving between the state, I know 10 miles, 5 miles, 1 mile, so I got to exit. But I'm sure it would be valuable for them to, like, everybody stops at Buc-ee's, so it is what it is. But you've also got a lot of, they've got a Tesla charging station. And so it probably is helpful to understand, like, what's the demographic going in. And so it's just a total no-brainer. But Buc-ee's signs are always getting me to do what they want me to. So fresh biscuit on the board for whoever knows.
I mean, pinpointed data. I mean, we really saw that in the Facebook era when they started to come in, and they're I mean, when they launched and they IPO'd, and it was, everybody's like, oh, it's a social media company. And the people that got it, they're like, no, they're a data company. Like, data and how they were able to just pinpoint these people of what they interacted with, who they interacted with, what type of products they interacted with was amazing. And it was, I mean, it's just getting better and better. And so what you guys are doing is, I mean, there's definitely, there's a markets for that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. I love that you're allowing fractionalization too, Rob, because this is something I've kind of harped on the past several days, or past several spaces I've been on, especially with fractals. We had on Brad's space, DePIN Connection space on Tuesday. You're allowing people globally access to all the revenue and benefits of these devices without actually having to install them and buy them. And it's great. I think fractionalization and fractional ownership of a lot of hotspot devices, installations, whatever you want to call them, is definitely the future path forward in terms of decentralized physical infrastructure networks, distributed businesses, whatever you want to call them. I think it's just such a fantastic way to, one, help DePIN deployers out, like, like all of us up here who maybe, we don't have access to the capital trapped into our devices. Maybe we want to, split that off and get some capital raises and whatnot. But two, also allow people across the world to get involved.
Yeah. I mean, again, it goes back to what we learned, when we first started out, we're just hanging helium and XNet gear, on billboards is that's a lot of friction. And you've got, there's always a community that's going to be willing to deploy devices, particularly the smaller stuff. But if you can give, a broader set of people, access to that, that's just, we want to make this accessible as far and wide as we can. So, yeah. Hopefully,
hell yeah!
Hopefully it works.
It's so fascinating because at some point, like we all know, like the tech is just going to be very expensive to deploy on the edge, and in order to do it right, you know what I mean. You can do like a really cheap kind of knockoff version of some stuff, but I think a large criticism in the DePIN space is like, oh well, we have these devices that are actually not that expensive. You're marking them up 300-400%. And selling them to consumers for the hope that they get an ROI. And, but the reality is there's a lot of technology that goes into, and a lot of money that goes into the development of these devices. And just the development of device is hundreds of thousands of dollars on some senses.
Absolutely.
Some occasions.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, we spend a ton of money developing Edge. I mean, it's not nothing, right? I mean, we've got a great design partner in India. But yeah, it's a lot of work, and we definitely spent a lot of money getting it, trying to get it right, in terms of the, the tech that's inside. So it's definitely, we don't, our model isn't, to make a bunch of money on hardware. We don't, our first 50 nodes that we sold of the Edge, and we sold actually slightly below our own cost. So, that's not our jam.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing the same thing. We post the price of the same device that you could purchase itself. Obviously there's a lot of stuff people don't see behind the scenes that, like, Brian said, the development of it. I mean, it wasn't like we just magically created an OS and threw it on there. I was like, hey, that took us 24 hours. Let's do this thing. It's like, we've been working on a lot of this stuff for years, not days, weeks, or, whatnot. But that transcends into, I've been in the business world for over 20 years, and that transcends into Web 2, because people don't understand all the complexities that go on behind the scenes of everything that you have to do. Yeah, I agree. Hardware should not be the revenue stream.
Yeah, hardware should not be the revenue stream.
Shout out to Bob, man. Bob's a fucking
Shout out to Bob. Bob the builder. Let's go.
I'm gonna meet Bob soon because I'm gonna be going up. I got some devices I need to deliver to a guy up in Portland. I know Bob's close. He's somewhere around up there, so I'm gonna do a little coffee beer meetup here soon. And
coffee beer.
Well, coffee and beer.
There is coffee beer.
Wow. There is coffee beer. There's stouts. Yeah.
Coffee stouts are damn good. Yeah.
I had a coffee whiskey the other day.
Coffee.
Really?
Actually,
Irish whiskey.
It was interesting. So you had the smell of the coffee, but it was the taste of the whiskey. So you didn't really get the coffee taste in it, but just the smell to it. So it was good.
Dude, I used to make Manhattans. I would take bourbon and put it in a jar with some coffee beans and just let it marinate in there for a while.
Bob out here cooking, bro.
And then make a Manhattan with that. You've never been happier.
I love it. Oh man.
I don't fault projects for marking up their inventory to make a profit off of them, because the reality is you have to service it, you have to warranty it, you have customer support on it.
For sure.
You got all these things on it. You know what I mean? And they don't realize that this ultimately is a business. And while they're supplying the demand, or they're supplying the supply, right? There is still having to service it. So anyway.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
but not gouging people though. Like they were selling like Raspberry Pis for like $800.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wait, what? $800? Wait, who was this?
Well, I remember like the last market cycle, things were getting like super marked up, man.
But Brad, to be fair, I think there was at least 2 or 3 Raspberry Pis in there. So I mean, come on.
I'm a fan of pie. I'm a fan of Raspberry Pi, Cherry Pie, Blueberry Pie. But dude. $800.
All the pies. All the pies.
$300 each for each Raspberry Pi. That's a lot. That better be the best damn Raspberry Pi I ever had in my life, bro.
Damn good pie.
I will say it's definitely worthwhile to like call it out when you see it, right? Like if you see an organization that's like trying to prop up something for more than what it is, and it's just a Raspberry Pi with a sensor, which, hey, I'm not trying to knock your project, but that's all it is. I mean, I got a Raspberry Pi in my drawer. I could run up the same exact thing, you know? So
I think it's just be transparent, right?
Just be transparent, right? Like just say what it is. I actually think one of the cool things about the DePIN community is that it's filled with a bunch of tinkerers. And there's a lot of people that like to work with hardware and like to build things. So, you know, this whole I guess philosophy of like bring your own device in some sense, I think would be pretty cool, right? Like if you are a believer of, I don't know, measuring air quality, and like this is something that's super, super important to you, like perhaps the DePIN angle is more so incentivizing people to build the hardware themselves, right?
Wingbits.
Okay.
Wingbits. That's what they did. Yeah, you started out. They literally were like, okay, buy Raspberry Pi, buy this, buy that. You come in and you flash it.
Bada bing, bada boom.
And then bada bing, bada boom. and then they were like, they started talking to people that could use the data, and they're like, all right, but we have to trust this data. So they're like, okay, well, we have to put a GPS or RTK attachment to it. So they ended up shipping for free. They developed a ship for free, basically a USB stick that plugs in the verify location. And then they grandfathered it in the first 1,000 or 500 devices. And then now you have to actually buy the device from them.
I did not know that was part of their like lore.
That's the like the OG side of those guys. So
they gave me an Amazon shopping list when I first got involved with them. There was like, here, you should buy like these 6 things and put them together. And I was like, what? I was like,
if you're not into tech, it'll make you feel like a god to get that thing to work.
Well, like
awesome.
So I'm down to get like my hands dirty, and I'm very familiar with building a PC. I've done all of that stuff, and I'm just like, okay, I could do this, but do I want to do this? Is like the thing where I was like,
did you do it?
No, I did not do it.
Or do I have time to do it?
It wasn't that bad. It was fun. I had so much fun doing it.
And do you still have those devices now, Brian? Do you still have those devices?
There's one that's slightly melted in my garage. The antenna is still on my house. Okay.
Sorry.
I took a picture of it and put it on my X page.
Yeah, I saw that.
Tyler, you were saying something? Yeah, sorry for cutting you off.
Oh, no. You're all good. I was going to say I was in the same boat. I'm like, I don't really have time to do this, but I wanted to participate and become part of the network. So I just waited for the GeoNet dual miner to come out, and that was enough for me.
Nice.
Did you finally get
your thing's pretty slick.
I got it 3 or 4 months ago.
Nice.
3 months ago, maybe.
Nice.
Has Tech Hustler hit one with a hammer yet? I want to see what's on the inside.
I got nothing against the guy. I'm just wondering why he's breaking everything.
Hey, dude, engagement, bro. Engagement.
Gotta get those views, brother.
It's super
$1,000
awesome,
device.
honestly.
You gotta
More
get those
power to
views.
him. Like, I love that kind of content. He should call himself Hammer Hustler now, and he just like just smashes everything.
But what he should do is start doing reviews on hammers of what he's gonna smash it with. Be like, oh, I got this custom-made hammer.
We have the new.
It was forged in the fires.
Steel Series 5000 with the new.
You can see him start to list off a bunch of hammers. You know, like we got this one, we got a rubber. You know what I'm saying?
What is going on over there?
Whoa.
Quez,
this was not planned, guys.
Quez just goes like, "Don't forget to put your rubber on," and you're like, "Haha!" And it's like,
Hey, when he hit that demo device, I died laughing. It was the same week of all the controversy, and he hit it. I just died laughing. Anyway,
it's just like
you know what's funny? You called it out, if I'm not mistaken. You were like,
I did. I was like on stream, like I want to go hit it with a hammer and video it, and put it online, and literally like 24 hours later, Tech Hustler was hitting it with a hammer. I died. Yeah.
He was a viewer. That's what it was. He was listening to us.
Yeah. It was.
I do, man. I got my mouse up running on
solar and cellular. He's talking about there was some devices being spoken about in the chat, I think. He said this is so cool. He saw the pics. Bob saw the pics, so Bob can verify 619 setup was dope, I guess, is what I'm getting from that.
By the way, 619 Suburban, or is that someone else?
I don't know, but I don't think you guys are saying it correctly. It's not supposed to be 619, it's 619. You know, like radio stereo. Does anyone I don't know if anyone here remembers that, but like
no.
619.
619. I know, Rob, you guys had the same thing. Is it 375, 375?
365.
Numbers are like that now. My pronunciation with them is it varies.
I think we usually say 375, but probably everybody in the company says it differently. So I don't know.
That's the best thing. Everybody gets to kind of create their own journey. Nate looks like he just turned into like a Sith Lord right now with his background.
He's like, come to the deep network, the dark side. Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, I'm getting off this and ordering a neon 375 AI logo for my office. That's badass.
I'll send you the link of where I got this one. You can get it.
Nice.
Custom.
Thank you.
Yeah, I still need to order mine.
Send me that link too, Nate. I need to buy that. I need some more neon lights near. My wife will love me for it.
I'll put it in the private chat here. That'd
be great. She's gonna be like, honey, did we need to buy this? I'm like, well, no, honey, you didn't need to buy that new thing for you, but I bought this thing for me.
Yeah,
exactly it. That's exactly it. So what else has been going on in the world of DePIN, guys? I feel like
I know you guys saw last week. I started this thing called the DePIN Digest with my buddy Matthew Bucklad. Shout out, bro. Basically, I noticed that there was not a aggregated news source in DePIN. There was some tweets here and there. And I was like, dude, why don't we just start a newsletter and I'll do a video recapping it and it'd be cool. And so we got editions coming out every Friday now. And trying to push videos out either the same day or next day after, and just trying to basically keep the people informed, keep people send the DePIN goodness straight to their emails so that they don't have to go scouring the web for what happened in DePIN.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
Love it.
That's my self shill there. That's my self shill for the show.
I actually appreciate that because there's often so many you put yourself in a bubble on X. If you ever branch out from it, all you get is the news inside your own little bubble, and you constantly have to try to break out. If you don't have time, or you're busy working or something, you just never get the news.
Yep.
And being able to consolidate it to one spot, knowing somebody else is aggregated is very appreciated. DePIN polls. Have we talked about DePIN polls yet or no?
Yeah, we honestly that's what we reference a lot in the newsletter. So Tyler, bring up DePIN polls.
DePIN polls. It is a collaborative effort with the EV3 team who loves burrito, and then Nick and myself from Unleashing DePIN. So we've been trying to aggregate the most accurate real-time data of DePIN projects across all of the various categories, including revenue, including metrics that are relevant to user growth, so on and so forth. So I haven't been as involved lately, so sorry, Nick and Burrito and everybody, because I've been busy on other things. But they're working on some awesome upgrades, additions. So it's awesome that they're keeping that going. So it's a collective effort, team effort. We're excited about being able to just mostly try to have an unbiased opinion on keeping the freshest, best data alive. That's really what it is. But
I know what Tyler's been staying busy about. I'm not going to say it publicly, but damn it, when that news comes out, I feel like people are going to be real excited about it.
Thank you,
Cliff. So that's the little mic drop I'm going to leave there. Will, would you mind sharing the tweet that I just shared here in the chat from Mr. Dylan Bain? I thought it was kind of a nice little mic drop moment. Here. I mean, I'll read it while you're bringing it up, but
you're just talking about ETH.
No. Cinema.
That's funny, dude.
They would have just straight ETH bull posting.
There you go.
Now, but shout out to Dylan Bain. H&T is up 64% since we called the bottom on June 23rd, based on fundamentals growth and downstream effects of the August 1st halving. And in that same period, Bitcoin up 13%, ETH 53%. God, who could have saw that coming? Solana up 20%, Aave up 37%. Man, it's really great to see. It's really great to see DePIN tokens staying strong, getting some positive movement, especially when it's back with, again, like he says, with the fundamentals, right? It's not about posting some kind of narrative or hype or speculation or anything of the sort. I mean, those things are fun and exciting, sure, but you love to see good businesses winning. Those are fun to see.
Yeah, 100%. I like that we're seeing token values such as H&T token finally get some more appreciation to there, especially in these crazy awesome bullish times, these bullish sentiment areas, it kind of gets me excited and more hopeful for the future of DePIN, because obviously we've all expressed our concerns here and there with like tokenomics, as well as like, oh my God, like, we've been in this thing for a while. And so we're just sitting here like, okay, when's our time? We're so early. When's our time? And it's like seeing tokens go like this. And we're like, oh my God, like what's happening the whole time? So it's nice to be able to finally breathe, seeing H&T's token price get some appreciation to it, and hopefully this is the start of many more. I'm really excited though. It got me jacked up, got me jazzed a little bit.
I love that. I mean, it's
jacked up on DePIN do.
It's so cyclical in the crypto ecosystem.
Let's see those jazz fingers. There you go.
That wasn't very enthusiastic.
Yeah.
What kind of cheerleader?
Just wait till the bull runs in full swing. He'll do some better ones.
Oh boy, yeah. I'm so giddy, guys. Gee willikers. Let's make some money.
Well, we've definitely seen some movement overall. I mean, everything that's going on here, and once you get those bills actually, those regulations signed through, I mean, that's just kind of like open.
Yeah, Trump's supposed to sign those tomorrow, so they'll be officially be in law tomorrow, hopefully, unless he's like, they don't exist. What happened? They're gone. They don't exist.
Well,
they disappeared.
Why we got to go there? Will we got?
There's been some great memes on that though, like the new stealth fighters.
I saw the stealth fighter. I saw the stealth fighter meme with Elon, bro. That was so funny, bro. Oh my God.
I died. I was dying. It was so good.
That was so good. Oh my God.
I live for the memes. The memes are the best.
I live for the memes too. And Elon made a tweet today about that. He was like, "Oh, like the memes are such a great way to send a ton of information to someone in like a hilarious, simple format." And I'm like, "That's so true." Oh my God.
It's the internet's language. I'm a firm believer that memes are the best way to take an idea or a feeling from here to over there.
You might be right about that. I mean, is that why meme coins have just like they've done so well? Is that why?
Not the ones that I buy.
Yeah, Tyler, we're not talking about you, all right? Stop being so selfish. I'm talking to Quez about his meme coin picks, trying to get some alpha, all right, Tyler? We know your alpha is no good. Quez.
Alpha's no good.
Yeah, there's only one thing. There's only one thing that you could ever possibly.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm taking you off the stream.
There's only one. There's only one, and it's so easy and it's so obvious. It's like the reason that memes are contagious is because when you see it, it hits you. You feel something.
Now Nate's gonna go get his glasses. Oh my God!
Yeah, of course he is. You know why? Because Nate is a base mogger. All right, it pumps through his veins. He's a winner. He was.
Oh my God! We can't even see it. We can't even see it.
The focus of his camera is gone.
He's got the hater blockers.
Come on, guys.
Quez, are those Goggins, dude?
These are moggles, are what they are. They're pit vipers.
Moggles.
Yeah, and they represent winning. This is tokenized winning. The
tokenized winning.
Tokenized winning.
Imagine
the true RWA.
It's a true RWA, but imagine like going Super Saiyan, but instead of it being pure aura, it's just winning all the time. Everything
Speaking of winning, Quez, look, we just.
Oh God! As soon as he puts the glasses on, Eve goes over 3.6.
He shows up when he puts the glasses on.
So isn't that what it was at 6 years ago?
Yes. Well, that's a great point.
You got a point.
I mean, So
if you held, you're solid.
This is the thing. Yeah. This was always like in 2017, the comment was always 10K and 100K. Well, Bitcoin crossed 100, and what the hell has ETH been doing this whole time? But
it's a stable coin.
I'm taking a coffee break.
That's so funny.
But now that ETH is single-handedly powering all of stable coins, while Bank of America and Chase and Wells Fargo and every single bank of the United States is going to be issuing stable coins, guess what they'll be settling on? Anybody? Any takers?
Mog.
With Mog.
Yeah. That ETH bold prediction's looking pretty good, guys.
Yeah, honestly, I think it is. I mean, if I'm being completely serious, I did want to ask Nate though. So if no one's aware, I mean, I know most people here are aware, but Daba Network did partner up with Bonk, the Bonk community and Bonk meme coin community.
Yeah.
And so they are releasing their token. They're launching it through the Launchpad, the Bonk Launchpad. So is this something we could possibly see with like Deep Network and Mog, Nate? Could that happen?
So the problem with launching on like the bonk or Pump.Fun and those type of things is we could launch a token. I can launch a token tomorrow. Like if that's what we want. Like but the utility that we want to implement with the token takes a whole lot more development within it.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to be able to, there's a lot of tracking we want to do with the token, internally with, data that we want to push through it. There's, and just the way we operate on the back end itself with, how we're settling in workloads, who's buying the workloads where, there's so much to it than just being a token. We could we've talked about it many times. We just launch a token and then we come back through and it's just taken a lot longer because it's so in depth with it. But on the meme coin side, it was a long time ago because we've been fans of MOG since. I posted it out to my just a bunch of people that I know and was like, "Hey, MOG it has a feeling to it." Like a week after it launched, so I've been a Mogger from the get go, like early days. And I showed Quez last time. I got it on the Cybertruck. So we actually. We lost focus because we actually were going to film. So for those that don't know, you could get a sponsorship with Pit Vipers, and you could actually get sponsored with them, but you have to send in a video to them, and it has to be on VHS tape. So
nice.
We actually had a full script written for what we were going to do, and put this whole video through for a VHS tape and have it get the sponsorship and that kind of stuff, but. More important things came up, and we've been busy, unfortunately. But
that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, I love the memes and just the communities and stuff like that. It's fun. It's interesting, but
I think for and again, what's funny? You mentioned how it's something that you share with some friends. Like, I don't have a lot of friends that have been hitting me up like this cycle. Whatever. I don't think cycles are gonna ever exist ever again, but that's a different conversation. But if we were to pretend that there were going to be cycles, I have friends that usually will hit me up like, "Yo, Quez, is it a good time to buy Bitcoin? Is it a good time to buy some random shit that I've never heard of?" And I think what most of these people want is some upside. And I'm like, listen, if you can bear the volatility and you can bear the risk, throw the modules on.
That's a short-term thinker's mindset, though, right? People that I talk to, especially a lot of my friends who aren't in the investment space, or let alone the crypto space, they think they talk to me and say, "Oh, is this a good time to buy?" And I'm like, "Well, no, a good time to buy was yesterday, but exactly right. a great time to buy is any time you can, especially with Bitcoin." I'm like you want to look at Bitcoin as more of a shield, protecting yourself against future uncertainty and future geopolitical risk, as opposed to as a thing you're going to sell later on. Just don't view it like that. That's why I tell people. And then when I relate it like that, they say, "Oh, that kind of makes more sense. Holy shit!" And then they start buying some. I say, "Hey, just buy $5 a week, dude. Who cares?"
I just tell everybody to buy Fartcoin. Put it all in Fartcoin.
That works too. See, Fartcoin, Buttcoin's good too. Buttcoin, Asscoin is really good. Fartcoin, yeah, they're all the coins. All the coins.
Well, pretty soon you're gonna be able to put your 401k in Fartcoin. So.
That's true.
Wait, is this the alpha, Brad? Is this? Oh my God, are we gonna be the meme coin happy hour? Is that what we're gonna rebrand to?
I have to. Last week we were Bitcoin happy hour. Next week we're gonna be the meme coin happy hour.
Imagine talking to your financial advisor. He's like, "What the hell did you buy?"
I have. I literally have. What do you guys got on here? What is all this stuff? It's just don't ask. Just
the biggest coin.
Tell me what my tax bill is.
The best fart coin.
Yeah. All right. So Movic has got a question. We are ready for your question.
The best questions. The best questions.
Not financial advice.
Yes, facts.
All right.
Let's immediate disclosure.
While we wait for that question, I will shout out the wait list for the DePIN NFT sale, guys. So if you've been seeing this little ticker pop up here, that is the website right there to sign up for the wait list. You plug your email in, and you hopefully will reserve a spot for the DePIN NFT sale happening tomorrow, as Nate has said. Which, when you buy any future purchasers of the Deep Network nodes, will need a DePIN NFT to operate the nodes. So you should sign up for that.
You should definitely sign up for that.
I don't think we're getting a question from Movic.
That's okay. My question was going to be for Rob. What kind of guitars do you have back there? I see a Strat and then a Martin. 2 Martins?
Yeah, I've got Strat. No, it's a Talk is the acoustic, and then just a weird one I picked up in Spain, like nylon string. They're all collecting a lot of dust, man. I've been kind of busy.
I get it.
Yeah, I know. So like my computer.
Plus, when I start to play, babies cry. It's bad.
I know that.
Tears of joy.
Tears of joy. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right. Well, this has been a good conversation, guys. Time to get closing takes, or is there anything else to cover before we do that?
I was taking a look through my DePIN list. I didn't see anything super great, at least not in the last like hour and a half. I did want to give a shout out to the folks over at EB3 because you shouted them out, you mentioned how DePIN Pulse is a collaborative effort with them and Who Loves Burrito.
Oh, nice.
We also love EB3. They were one of our initial investors. So shout out to Sal. Dude's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could just like run through the DePIN digest if you guys want news, but I'm not going to do that to y'all. So just subscribe to that instead. There's lots of stuff on there.
Final takes?
Did you pop that up? Did you pop that up somewhere where we can subscribe?
Yeah, so I tried putting the link in Brad's chat, but Brad, you've banned links from your chat, so that's unfortunate. I'm going to try.
Too many scammers out there.
Word.
What scammers? What's that?
Yeah.
Crypto?
What crypto? What? No. Here, let me see if I could post this in the Restream chat.
Always pin it on the. Let's hear it.
Let's see if that works. Let's see if
By the
that
way,
works.
my wife just brought me another bottle of Maker's Mark because I have
It
like
works.
one drink
Cool.
left. So.
All right, so in the Restream, for everyone that's in the Restream, you should be able to see the link. I just posted it. That's the link to the subscriber little portion thing. You plug your email in, and bam, you get a nice little email every Friday morning.
Boom. Nice.
I can't click
Let
it.
me know what I missed.
None.
Oh, so we're gonna get one tomorrow morning. That's great. You do today, you get tomorrow. Yeah,
There you go.
it's great.
What
could go wrong?
What emails? Do we use emails?
Yes, emails are still a thing. Emails are still a thing.
I'm glad you did it. I'd like talked to Nick about doing this like a year and a half ago, and we were like, we are way too busy. We don't have time to do it. And so it's a very needed resource because you're right. It's hard to find what's going on with stuff. And there's the TLDR newsletter that I get every day, and it's just a quick little rundown of what's happening tech. They also have a crypto one, and it's perfect. 5 minutes, read what you need, get your news. So
yeah, all the links are in there. If you read something you're interested in, you just click the hyperlink. It's actually really nice. And the only reason I even started it was, again, shout out Matthew, like awesome dude, just really got into DePIN recently, and he's like, dude, I just noticed there's not like a good way to find news, and you have all these like connections and resources. Like, you want to help me do this? And I said, sure. And I even told him I did the video thing. So the video is like completely on me. I told him I'd do like the quick recap there, try to get more attention to it. But I just think something like this is desperately needed. I mean, hell, we have one for RWAs with RWA World. Like shout out Ray. That's actually Matthew's brother. So shout out. Oh, we have the brotherly, the sibling rivalry with the newsletters. We have the RWA newsletter and the DePIN newsletter.
That's
so
what you want.
Which one? Yeah, exactly. Competition. So yeah, it's freaking fantastic.
Well, on that, what we need in the DePIN space, and this comes from my son who's been trying to start his own little DePIN deployer business. He's 16, and so what he wants is something that is more like encompassing on like a single entity of what are all the different avenues of where I can deploy. You have your bandwidth, Wi-Fi, you've got like Wingbit stuff, you've got weather vanes, you've got like Hive Mapper, you've got phone stuff like 375 AI, like more of like if I were to deploy and utilize all of my resources, here's what it would look like this type of like position myself into all these different DePINs instead of you get I've got 3 different Wi-Fi. I only want one Wi-Fi that's going to be put up. I've got that kind of thing. So yeah. I think that would be an interesting one. So you don't have anything else going on. So get that on DePIN Pulse. Make it easy.
All right, we'll do that. We'll get it added. We'll get it added.
I guess before we go, Movic did post the question, by the way. So here's the question for Movic. If you want to answer that, Rob, by all means.
What is it? What's the question?
How is the data gathered through 375 Go and 375 Edge actually stored? ? Is it kept locally on the devices, pushed on chain, or stored off chain somewhere like a vault?
Yeah, it's off chain. Yeah, this is a good question. It's off chain right now. So it basically the data gets processed initially at the edge, right? Data, all the computer vision from that node gets processed at the edge. The video isn't stored for any period of time. We dump the video for privacy reasons. And then the data goes into our backend data lake, where you can do further slicing and dicing and cross-correlating between devices. Ultimately, where, right now it's in, it's all in the cloud, where we're already thinking about, we talked a little bit about doing another piece of hardware, and we may partner up with somebody to do this, do something that we thought about calling 375 Vault, which would be a device to, yeah, exactly. There it is. Right.
We got a few,
obviously,
got a couple terabytes just sitting around, like.
Yeah, we should talk, dude, because S3 buckets are tearing the ass out of me.
Well, let's chat offline. We could definitely work together. I'll get you and Ben on a call. You guys will geek out, and it will be awesome.
Yeah.
So.
Will, are we witnessing deep energies on the stream right now?
Ladies and gentlemen, deep energy. I keep saying this is a amazing term coined by yours truly.
I have mine. Will has his. This is great. We all get to. We're just pushing our own little marketing messages. It's awesome. But the deep energies are real right now.
Tyler, it's all marketing.
Love it.
It's all marketing.
We're gonna have to start signing
That's awesome.
finder's fee agreements. Every time we match two projects together and they go do business, we get like 10%.
We'll help them get married.
No, man,
it
just
like a finder's fee. Yeah, it's great.
It just becomes part of the origin story, dude. All the marriages that were made right here.
Yeah,
that's why they all come back.
Yeah, they owe a little song, like matchmaker. Singing that.
Yeah. Honestly, we've had so much good BD conversations stem out of either podcasts or doing the live stream that we do. Like, that's probably the most fun thing for me, is outside of, having good conversations that people can actually get value out of, but watching real legitimate synergies be created between projects that complement each other happen in front of your face. I'm like, it's the most satisfying thing ever. And honestly, the fact that we just get to be kind of the conduit for it or on the wall and watching it happen is
we're matchmakers,
awesome.
bro. We're matchmakers.
I love to see it.
Well, it comes from a legit, honest podcast, where it's not a bunch of fluff and just in your face, it's going to 10,000x garbage. You bring in real information. You're talking to people and asking real questions, and it's wholesome. It's you feel like you're actually getting some real good content. So that's why it works that way. You're not going to see that in the crazy streams of
Mario Fall.
Yeah, right. You're not going to see that stuff. Come on,
just a name drop. Just a name drop. Yeah,
name one.
Yeah,
just to name one. But you're right, and we appreciate it because that's what we're trying to deliver here. So it's a team effort, and we're doing our parts. And Brad is becoming the silent fifth member. He's replacing Corey in real time for
TBT.
Corey behind him tied up. He's like, Brad's like, shut up. I'm better than you.
Quez, let me get that hammer
in the basket.
Watch me take your spot. All right.
Passing the hammer over.
Yeah, I got a shout out. I'm going to be talking with Brad tomorrow, so we're gonna have some good conversations tomorrow. So join us tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely check that out.
11:15, somewhere at that time. PST.
Yeah, 11:15 Pacific.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Which is 2:15 Eastern. So 2:15
yes.
Eastern, and you're streaming it live on your Twitter.
Twitter and YouTube channel.
Twitter and YouTube. So definitely check that out, guys. Awesome stuff. I mean, any more final takes from everyone before we
hit up the DePIN NFT sale, guys? Put it on the white list. Get there in the morning.
DePIN NFT sale. Yes. Sorry, I just read your chat, Tyler. I agree. I completely agree. Yes, completely agree. But
we could talk.
Yeah, we can definitely talk. We'll have to talk to Brad for sure. But no, seriously, guys, love doing all this. No more final takes, right? No, we're good. We're good.
You're good.
Are you good? It's a good place to
Push the button.
What?
Yeah. Are you going to do a little screen share on the way out, Will, like you did last week?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Screen share.
And you have to do the Bane voice too.
Oh yes, but of course. I kid you not. Before we end, I just want to share this again. I kid you. I used to work at a movie theater, and my job was to obviously sell tickets and make popcorn and shit. But I would answer phone calls, people asking about show times and whatnot. So when Batman: The Dark Knight Rises came out, I was still working at this movie theater in 2012, and I remember being like, "Thanks for choosing B&B Theaters." This is like I would answer the call just like that, or I would answer like, "Oh, hello, welcome," like, and they would just like they would die laughing. They'd be like, "Oh my god, what's going on?" I'm like, "This is Bane. What do you mean?"
That's the best. That's the best.
I loved it. That was one of my favorite jobs. I wish I could go back to it and do that forever because, man, what a good time.
What a time.
Movie theater jobs, man. Underrated. Movie theater jobs are underrated. But yes, here, let me share my screen now. Here we go. Like we said before, guys, if you have not checked out Deep Network, please do. Their site is right there. It's DEEEP. That's 3 E's, P.network. You can see the join waitlist button there. Definitely check that out. Their DIN NFT sale happens tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. When you sign up, you hit the join waitlist button here. You type in your email. Bada bing, bada boom. You're ready to go. So definitely check them out. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening in. Rob, thank you so much for your time. Nate, thank you for coming on. Per usual. Brad, you too, man. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your evenings. We'll catch you again next time, Thursday, 8 p.m. 8 p.m. is our new official time, 8 p.m.
Thank
Eastern.
you.
We tried to go earlier. We tried.
Of course. We tried to go earlier, but Tyler is he's located in the middle of America, so we had to accommodate his time there. But yes, thank you. But no, seriously, thank you so much, guys. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your night. We will catch you on the next one next Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern.